Yep.
Yo, Paul, what up, baby? What's going on?
Chillin'. Let me close the door. Hold up.
I bet.
I saw that camera flip, man.
You seen that, right? My daughter,
Hey,
she looking crazy right now. She eating.
I did that last week. I was DJing like 2 weeks ago. I was DJ. I DJ on my Instagram on Saturday nights, and I was trying to get it. I was trying to pan one of my comments, and I hit that button. It turned around and showed my dog laying on the ground in front of the bar sleep.
Yeah, see, the crazy thing is now we're not in the studios. We at home in our house. You know what I'm saying? You mess up one little time, you're going to look crazy on here.
Yeah, it's over with. You got to be careful, man.
Oh, word. So we got,
man.
got my brother DJ Paul in the building, 3-6 Mafia. You know what it is, living legend. You know what I mean? So let's get into the introductions and get it out the way real quick. You know, for those people that You got me?
Yeah, I got you now.
All right, bet. There we go.
Yo,
Instagram's been bugging out. So, for those that don't know who DJ Paul is, you know what I'm saying? I've been living under a rock or something, or act like they don't know who DJ Paul. Let's get the introductions real quick. Let's run down the resume real quick for him.
Man, we got out there, man. Like, I can start back in the day, and I can go all the way up to today.
Let's do it. We got time. Let's get it from where it started, man.
Man, 3-6 Mafia, Project Pat, Lil White, Lil Chad. Shit, man. We can go for days all the way up to now. Producing for Drake, Trippie Redd, Lil Baby, man, all kind of folks. And there's so many songs out there that's remakes of 3-6 Mafia stuff, from J. Cole, Role Models, to G-Eazy, No Limit, to ASAP Ferg, Plain Jane, like Cardi B, Big in Heads. Like, I'm all over the place, man. I'm basically on every album that's came out, every big album that's came out in the last 5-6 years.
That is crazy. So let's get to it where it all started. You know what I'm saying? So you're from Memphis, you know what I mean? Like, how did you get your start for those people that don't know?
Man, I started off DJing, man. I was DJing at clubs and selling mixtapes at school. You know what I'm saying? At high school, selling mixtapes, and it went from me mixing other people's songs to like slowly throwing in my own songs. It was me and my brother Lord Infamous at the time. It was just us. We didn't know Juicy or any of the other guys at that time. And I was slowly mixing, like I would play like some NWA or whatever. Then I would mix in like a Paul and Lord Infamous song in the middle of sneaking in there. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they don't know. Then go back into some LL Cool J or whatever. And then it slowly, people started liking our songs, and it slowly turned into mixtapes being just my songs. Then I took it from there to, putting together 3-6 Mafia, from kids that I went to school with or from the hood or this and that. And then, Juicy, me and Juicy got together and then, it blew up.
Word. What was like the first song that took you guys like out of the town? You know what I mean? That took you into the whole rest of the country.
That was Tear the Club Up. Tear the Club Up.
When that record hit, man, I mean, that was different, bro. When that record hit, I was in Florida, man, and when I tell you that took over Florida, bro, it was nuts. The energy of that record was just something else.
Man, I would never forget. I was in Miami. We was in Miami. We had a concert, and I'm trying to think when this would have been. This probably would have been like early 2000s. It probably was year 2000 because we did Sipping on Scissor. We did videos in the 2000s in Miami. So we did Sipping on Scissor. We did Up in My Collar there. We did Stay By there. We did a lot of videos in Miami. I love Miami. But I'll never forget, I was at this club that used to be really, really popular in Miami. And it had regular people down at the floor.
Mm-hmm.
The top part was the VIP area. And it had its own separate bar and all us. And it had a wrap around balcony. And it was some dudes up there, like some real big baller dudes that was up there. There was they had the whole VIP section. Man, it was terrible. When we started doing Teddy Club Up, they started taking whole champagne bottles, throwing them down on the regular on the club,
Crazy.
down on their heads. I was like, holy
What?
shit, it's red bottles in here, and it's gonna kill somebody. And big fights broke out, and this and that, and it was nuts. It was crazy.
Oh, that's nuts, man. I remember Tear the Club Up, just the energy of that alone was just like something else. Cause like you have to think about it. Like me coming up north, you know what I'm saying? Like in the 90s when say like Hypnotize hit. The energy of Hypnotize, Biggie's Hypnotize, it was like it had the club upside down. Like that energy level was crazy. But then when the
Yeah,
South ended up taking over, like the South, I think that's what it was with the South was the energy levels. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like Tear the Club Up, like there's not a lot of records that got that kind of energy, man.
yeah,
Like there's certain times of the night, like for the people that don't know, as a DJ, there's certain times of the night you can't play certain songs, and that's one of those songs. Like it's
yeah.
like, yo, if I play this too late in the night, it's gonna be a fight, bro.
Yeah, we used to purposely couple of times we did shows like I'm not gonna name the cities because promoters probably asked for their money back. But we went to a couple of I ain't gonna even lie, it's just a couple of nights we just didn't even really we wasn't feeling the vibe, we wasn't feeling the situation. We knew it was a real dangerous city. We didn't even want to be in there too long for some shit to start shit to jump out. So me and Juice had said we like, like usually Tear the Club Up would be like the last song. That's we knew they was gonna tear that motherfucker up and it was gonna be over with at that point. They used to even put in our contracts that we couldn't perform that song sometime. But this was after the contract shit. I never forget one night we was playing the city in the South. It was totally gang bang the fuck. And it was a big club that used to be an old wall. And we was like, man, look, how about we just get to the next city as soon as possible? We was making our way down to Florida. And I was like, how about we just get to the next city as soon as possible, get to the beach and fucking have some fun. I like, let's just call this one a night early. And they was like, yeah, I'm with it. Man, we fucking win that motherfucker. We started off with Tear the Club Up, basically. We started off with like Hit a Motherfucker. Then we came in with Tear the Club Up. And just like it's planned, they start fighting and fucking the whole place up like a motherfucker, tearing it up. They rushed us off the stage, put us on the bus. We got the fuck up out of there. And I was like, yes.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo,
like,
and like I don't even think people understand because usually like you look at the artist, you don't think that they're in any trouble. But when the club start flipping upside down, it's like, yo, the first thing the artists need to do is get out of there, man.
yeah, yeah. And they used to have to make me get out of there because me being the creator of this madness, I like seeing the destruction that come from it. Like a mad scientist or something. So I would be sitting on the stage and just watching the fights, like, wow, I really did this. And then I would grab me like, come on, nigga, you gotta go. One night we was in North Carolina. We did a show in North Carolina. I got this on videotape. We was on show. I got the outside on videotape. We was in North Carolina doing the show, and a dude got shot in like not the front row, like the third row-ish, like the third row. It wasn't a row, because it was a club. But if it was rows, he'll be like about 3 rows back. And I was just rapping, and I heard pah, and I just kept on rapping. They say I know people people didn't realize it, and they didn't know it was real at first. That's how it be in a club. You just hear like a gunshot. It sounds loud like out in the streets, but in the club, the sound is so smothered. I've heard this so much in my life. It's so smothered that you don't really realize it's a gun. Just a quick look, pow! And then I was still just rapping. And they said, I know people slowly figured out what it was. People started running, this and that. It was a dude laid out on the floor, on the dance floor. Security grabbed me. They like, come on, you gotta go. I'm looking at it. I'm just looking. I'm like, whoa. And they just grabbed me, threw me out of there, threw us in the van. Police pulled up. Police went to the back. Police got out of their car with their shotguns. My security went to the back. He had a pistol on him. He went to the back, got a shotgun out the back of my van. Listen to that. Police didn't even say nothing to him because they saw the gun. I started videotaping everything out of my window. Police ran to the back where the niggas was at. Next thing I know, I heard, bah, 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 bah. Big shootout. My security guard was like, fuck this. We got in the car, took off. Left that motherfucker. That shit was crazy. I done seen so many of those my whole life. It's weird.
It's crazy, especially like, you know, a lot of people, you know, they come to LA or they're in these bigger cities, and you know, you don't have a lot of security. You got a lot of different things going on, but the South part is totally different. Like the South, like the smaller towns and stuff. I be trying to tell people, like, when I first moved to Florida, I remember like moving from up north, you know, from Boston and New York. I get to Florida, and I get to the club, and I put my hands up in front of security so they could pat me down. They're like, what are you doing? We don't pat nobody down here. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So, like, the clubs used to just be upside down all the time, you know?
Yeah. I performed at, another crazy one was I performed at the Tunnel in New York. You remember the Tunnel, right?
Was
you ever
crazy.
heard?
The Tunnel was next level. Yeah, hell yeah.
The Tunnel was next level craziness. Tunnel was so crazy that they patted us down. Us being a performer, they still patted us down. You know, New York don't give a fuck. They're like, okay, nigga, everybody in here a rapper. You're not no more special than anybody else in here. Mobb Deep sitting over there. So-and-so is over there, blah, blah. But anyway, so they patted us down. When you do shows in New York, they even pat the rappers down. They don't really show you the love like other places show you. So they was patting us down, this and that. And this was the weirdest thing, because I never had this happen in my 30 years of doing shows. They made us open our mouths. They was like, open your mouth, stick your tongue out. And I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
And what the fuck is this all about? And they said in New York, in the Tunnel, niggas will have razor blades.
Yeah, spit the razor out.
Right, had the razor blades up in there, come up in the club and cut a motherfucker up.
100%.
Like, wow, that's some next level shit right there.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, a lot of things have changed, man. But I know, I mean, I'm going to say it changed for the better, because, I mean, I just remember the tension and just going out up north. Like, it was just totally different. Like, I think the first time, like, I really say I was having, like, a good, relaxed time. Like, I went to the South. It was just a little bit more laid back, but it was wild, though. It was just, like, it was next level. But, you know what I mean? New York is definitely, like, there's a lot of tension when you was going to them hip-hop clubs in the late 90s, early 2000s, man.
Man, it was crazy. Now, going up in there, I was like, wow, we are really up in a club in New York. This is something I've been wanting to do my whole life. And I was like, and this is exactly how I thought it would be. It's nutty as fuck.
Word, that's what's up. Nah, definitely. So, like, let's get into the music, man. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Till the Club Out comes out, like, there's a lot of stuff that y'all did. You guys, pretty much you, to be honest, because you shaped the sound of Memphis.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? You shaped that sound because you were doing all the production. So the sound, you know, you guys made Memphis sound what it is today. Like, you know what I mean? So how does that feel, like, looking back in retrospect, and what was your thought process when you were making those records?
Well, me and Tristan produced them, but what the thought process was like, you know, us coming from being DJs, you know, especially on my end, I would say on my end, I was always verbal on the mic a lot when I DJ'd. You know what I'm saying? So like when I a lot of my songs that I made them, not a lot, but you know, a lot of songs back then, I made them from just chanting some shit out in the club. So, you know what I'm saying? Me being a DJ, it helped. Well, I would say it totally created the sound, because I give you an example. Like one night I was DJing and I just started rapping, hollering some shit like blah blah blah, like north side, south side, some shit like that or whatever the fuck. You know, they started reacting to it, they started going crazy. And I was like, no, man, different shit like that or whatever the fuck, you know, that we would say. And went right back home that night and made a beat. Oh yeah, I remember which one it was. It was this one we had called North Memphis area, Suckers Are Barrier. It never came out major. It was just a song, an independent song. And I started sampling that in the club and started hollering that, went home the same night, made that beat. No, Memphis, no, Memphis, no, Memphis area. And then another day, we was performing at an all-white club. We're talking about like 1995, 96, 96. We was performing at an all-white club, and I just started, I was drunk, just started coked up, just started hollering some shit, and I just started hollering, I bet you won't hit a motherfucker, bitch, push a motherfucker. Went home and made that song. But I wrote that hook just off my head, just on stage, just that night. So that's where a lot of my shit came from. That's what helped me create that sound, because I would be live in the club and DJing, and then I would just kind of pre-test it out.
No, and it's crazy. Like, a lot of people don't even realize, like, as a DJ, that energy level that you get to feed off of those people in the crowd, that's like a drug within itself right there, man. So it's like, you know, us being on quarantine and we can't perform and we can't DJ, you know what I mean? It's like you have to find other ways to try to keep yourself, you know, I want to say from going crazy, because I think that's the release. Like, so with this quarantine, like, what have you been doing to keep yourself, you know what I mean, you know, active and keep yourself in that mind state?
Well, the thing about me is the quarantine. I've been in quarantine my whole life, so this is just my regular night. Like, nothing changed for me at all. The only thing that changed for me during this quarantine is that I'm saving money. You know, because
Right.
I was on a real bad shopping little run there here lately. You know what I'm saying? So it was good for me, because I come to find myself in the fucking mall every fucking day almost. You know, buying some shit and showing off $2,000 shoes on Instagram here and there and blah blah blah, Louboutins, red bottoms, blah blah blah, this and that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know, it's cool, but I was like, this fucking a waste of money, because now all this shit is sitting in my fucking closet. You know, $30,000 worth of shoes that will be out of style by the time we get out of this shit. So the
I know that's the
quarantine,
crazy part.
yeah, the quarantine helped me because it made me ground back down, you know, because I was, you know, back in the day, I was a khaki dude, khaki, Reebok classics, tennis shoes, you know what I'm saying? I ain't need no expensive tennis shoes, as long as they was clean. As long as they was clean, they was dope. They didn't have to. I was always did Gucci's, you know what I'm saying? But Gucci's, you know, $600-700, $900, $1,000 tops. I come to find myself fucking buying $2,000 and $3,000 shoes, and that was stupid. So anyway, the quarantine just slowed me down for my shopping, you know what I'm saying, and grounded me down to be in the studio more. But other than that, I've been in quarantine my whole life, man. You know, when you're a producer and you're trying to come up with music and beats and this and that, you're stuck in the studio, you're stuck in the house, you know, around the clock, 4 or 5 in the morning, you up trying to make beats on Instagram. I used to do posts like, who up making beats? What's up? What's cracking? Blah, 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 this and that. And I'd be in this fucking room making beats. So quarantine didn't change me at all. But I tell you one thing, to further answer your question about being active, the quarantine did make me get more active online with my DJing, because I wasn't DJing online. You know, none of us was. You
100%.
know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that that happened, because I like doing that. That's fun, even though we're not in front of a live audience. You know, seeing the fire emojis and the hearts and shit pop up. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's like it's live, because it is live. They just ain't in the room with you. But you know, I'm the type of person that thinks so far ahead in the future that I knew that this day was coming anyway, and I totally accepted it. And I was like, it was gonna come soon anyway. So I'm just glad that it's here now, while I'm still in my youth and I still know technology to be able to entertain them and do it with them. You know, versus this happens now, and I don't even know how to fucking use a phone.
No,
So
100%,
it's good.
100%. Because I mean, that's the thing. I was telling a lot of people that I have conversations with about this quarantine. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be two people coming out of this: people that wasted time and people that utilized that time. You know what I'm saying? So you should be learning a new skill or picking up something new while you're in this quarantine. You know what I mean? So that's
I,
definitely dope. And for all the DJs out there, like, I see a lot of people going live.
your
Going live.
internet messing up.
It, is mine or yours? You can hear me now?
It's maybe
All right, cause
I don't
same
know.
for you.
Maybe
I'm
it's
seeing you
just
blurry
me.
right now too.
Oh
You
shit.
can hear me now?
Oh, if I can. Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
I can
So
hear you the whole time.
yeah, all right, cool. So what I was saying is that
They say it's yours and
DJs right now is mine. Hold up, let me.
I see you now.
All right, bet. All right, cool. All right, so what I
I
was saying, like with everybody going
touch your
live, I
hat.
think you just said.
I said I saw you touch your hat, so anytime you mess up again, just touch your hat again.
All right, man, I got you. Yo, so what I was saying with all these DJs going live, I think the next thing is, you know, Instagram's so flooded with people going live that I'm noticing that like people are having issues tapping into their audience. You know what I'm saying? So now this is room for like other platforms and utilize other things. Like you have Twitch, which is really big. You know what I mean? You got Twitter. You got a lot of different things that people are not trying to utilize because they're so focused on Instagram. You know what I mean? Which Instagram's a dope place to do it. But I just feel like there's a lot of other places to go live and really tap into different audiences. Like, what do you think besides Instagram would you recommend for people to go and tap into?
Well, you know, obviously Facebook. You know, I think a lot of people don't really know the power of Facebook, but Facebook is really really powerful. You know, Facebook on Instagram. You know, what I was told, you know, they do right. So Facebook is very powerful. So like I went on my Facebook one day live. I'm gonna start going on my Facebook even more. But I went on my Facebook live and boy, I swear I had the amount of people that it takes me probably a few minutes to get to on Instagram. I had that within seconds. They were so happy. And there's a lot of people on Facebook, man. You just don't know. Some people think that Facebook for older people, yeah, because older people know how to use it. Our aunties and this and that is on there.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's still a lot of young people on Facebook, and still a lot of people like Facebook. That's one. Obviously Twitch, but I haven't did Twitch myself personally. I went on there and got an account, but I haven't used it. I want to. And they're the only ones I can. That's the only ones I can speak of because I haven't did nothing else yet. But YouTube, that's the one. YouTube got live, man, and you can save it and you can monetize off of it. YouTube is another one that people should be paying attention to because YouTube is basically our television.
Hundred
YouTube is
percent. You know, and it's like it's really dope that like in 2020 we can actually sit here and find different ways to make money. Because like if you look at back in the day, it was just one stream of income and that was it. Now you have multiple ways to make money. So like you as a DJ and producer, like how has the game changed and how'd you change with it like right now? Because obviously back in the day the goal was to get a record deal, right? Now the goal is to be independent or move whatever way you want to move. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
you as a producer, like how do you move differently now, and like what kind of opportunities and things can you show other people that they can get to?
Well, the thing about me is I still basically move the same. So, like, our goal wasn't to get a record deal. You know, we eventually, at first it was to get a record deal. You know, I used to mail out demo tapes and try to get a record deal. They would send me the letters back saying, you know, unfortunately we can't use it at this time and blah, 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 and all this shit. So basically what me and Juicy did was we took $4,500 between the two of us and recorded our first album, Mystic Styles, put it out straight independently. The distributor gave us $8 a CD. We sold like 300,000 copies of those. You know what I'm saying? We like 19 years old or whatever. Then we brought out another one, The End. It came out and sold even more, you know, straight independently. And then the labels came to us because they didn't have no other choice then. Because, you know, we was already making millions on our own, you know, 19, 20 years old. So, and now it's just back. That was, you know, we're talking about a long time ago. So now it's basically just back to that. You know, what happened was the labels went and spent so much money on so many bullshit artists that was killing it at one time. And they just got scared. They spent so much money on everybody that fucking made a stupid song about a pair of pants or a fucking hat or this and that. And they was riding with all this shit till they just spent billions of dollars on bullshit. And now they back to the point where they don't want to spend no money on no artists no more. So now artists is back to like, we got to do this on our own. We got to be independent. You know, the record labels, they did it to themselves, you know, being stupid. So now they gotta sit back and watch kids be independent again and go through different shit and make all this money on their own, independent. So
100%.
same thing that I've been doing. Obviously, we went and did major deals, but any of my fans out there tell you, every time I brought out one of these major albums, I brought an independent album, underground album out right behind it. So when 3 6 Mafia came out, 666 Mafia came out that same year. This album will come out and sell 500,000 copies or platinum or 2 3 million or whatever. I bring out an independent album that'll sell like 300 or 400,000 copies at $8 or $7.50 a unit right behind that. You know what I'm saying? So I was always keeping it independent, and that's back to what it is. But another thing, like what you was asking me about, is other ways to make money. So like outside of the music, I had a restaurant that was supposed to be opening up next month. Because of this, it's not going to open up now. So it'll open up eventually. We're still just using this time to finish building and designing and getting it all right. Obviously, I got part in FaZe Clan, the gamers. That's probably the hottest thing going out right now. So I got part in FaZe Clan. And just real estate has always been my thing. Real estate has always been my thing. And stocks and my merch. It's just so many different ways out there, because this lady told me one day, I was in Nashville at a restaurant eating. She said, all times you got to have 7 different forms of income. She said, it's like a rule somewhere in a book, somewhere or whatever. That's a rule. And I'm like, all right, I'm probably up to 70 now, so I think I'm good. But yeah, you always got to have, like she said, 7 different forms of income. And if you can put them all together, that'll be cool. So like she gave me an example of what she do. Her and her husband own a company where they supply drink machines and shit to office buildings, So she asked them one day, she was like, hey, who do your the maintenance around here, like, this and that and this and that. And they was like, oh, we got somebody, but we could use somebody else. She brought in a crew to do the maintenance. Then she asked them, she like, who do like cleanup and this and that around here, cleanup? And she brought in somebody to do the cleanup. Then she asked, she like, who doing y'all landscaping outside? Then she brought in a crew of guys to do the landscaping. So right there, she done knocked out 4 different incomes with that one location.
One account. Yeah,
one account. So she go do that in a few more places. She killing it.
100%. 100%.
No,
that's a fact, man.
Multiple different forms of income, man, because when one go dry, you got them other wells. You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%. Like, and we were just talking about the longevity and your road to get to where you're at now. I think there's a difference between people that love the art and people that love the lifestyle. So I'm seeing a lot of these younger artists that come up to me and they're like, yeah, this and that's not working. And then when I ask them how long they've been doing it, they're like, oh, I've been doing it for a year or 6 months. And I'm like, sometimes you see in these people their motivation for the music or the lifestyle is what gets them there. You know what I mean? So for all the younger dudes coming up right now, that actually love it and are not getting the recognition that they deserve right now, what kind of advice could you give to them?
Well, they gotta like Michael Jackson said, man, you gotta start with the man in the mirror, man. They gotta look and see, they gotta really be honest with themselves. That is it really for them? A lot of people, like you saying, a lot of people just want to be in music because it looks good. They see the Rolls Royces and the girls and the weeds and the stack of money and all them pictures. I don't think they really realize that when they see these guys holding that stack of money on every picture, that's probably the same stack of money. It really ain't gonna go to the bank just to pull out another stack of money just to take another picture. It's the same money that they've been taking pictures with, and if you count it, it's probably only $10,000 or $20,000. There's no money,
Facts.
they gotta realize the actual factuals and what's real and what's not, and they gotta realize, dude, is it really for them? Like, if you've been sitting up here and you've been putting money into trying to be a rapper and this and that for probably 5 years, it might be time for you to look into something else. You probably should have been looking into something after like the first year or two, at least something on the side. But you got to make sure it's really for you. Be honest with yourself. Listen to it and just be like, dude, this shit sound good, or is it just me? Ask some friends, like, dude, give me your honest opinion. What do y'all think about this? Tell them to write down. This is one thing that we used to do. Take a bucket, and everybody, you sit up and you play your songs. Like me, I would play my songs. Me and Juicy would play songs, and we'll have all the songs written down on a piece of paper. And we'll be like, don't put your names on the top. Just put 1 through 5, what you like, how you like the song. You like the song, put 5. You don't like the song, put 1. You can put 0. I don't give a fuck. And don't put your name at the top, so you won't feel that like we're gonna be mad at you or some shit. We all put it in a bucket at the end of the night after we done listen to the album, and we be like, okay, tear the club up, got a 5. Which stars on the side? Okay, that's a single. Popping My Collar, 5. That's a single. The song right here got a 3, so that's probably just an album cut. The song right here got a 0. I never had zeros, but I'm just good out there. The song right here has a 0, so it probably shouldn't be on the album or ever see the face of light. So, you got to be honest with yourself. Get your homies while y'all sitting around smoking and this and that. Tell them niggas, be like, look, man, I want y'all to be honest with me. Should I give this shit up? Should I get a job or what? And they will tell them. I know my friends will tell me. Niggas who I grew up with was crazy fucking nuts. And that be like, because there's been some times when I first started, my guy Get High Chris, he used to be like, Paul, that's some bullshit. You're like, nigga, that's some bullshit, nigga. I was like, all right, whatever, this and that. I'm gonna get that. So, you gotta figure out if it's for you. And if it's really for you, then keep trying, but you still gotta have something on the side, man. You gotta always have something on the side to fall back on.